Thanks, Chris. I just hope I can do a good job on testing and chemicals and maybe meds that we might need in our fish rooms. So I'm glad to be a part of the series that Chris Multi-Tank Addictions is doing for the beginner fish hobbyist. And tonight I would like to bring some information to you concerning water testing. Water testing, and of course the cycle, is important before you add fish to your aquarium. And at first you may not be able to afford the master test kit by I believe it's by API, and it's the freshwater master test kit, and it does have several tests in it for nitrites, ammonia, nitrates, pH, and high pH. So as soon as you can invest in this, the better. I also use Tetra easy strips, and this is the ammonia, but the other test strips for freshwater is in a bottle just like this, and it treats, or it doesn't treat, but it tests your nitrites, your nitrates, and your KH and your GH and your pH, I do believe. So this is the one strip for just ammonia, but the other test strips, I think it's 6 in 1, and they come in bottles of 25, or I believe you can get, or you used to be able to get, a larger bottle. But the ammonia and the other one goes together, and I can't remember right now, but they are under $20. So get you some test strips or the API freshwater master test kit. And this is for freshwater. But for testing your water, you can also take your water into some local pet store sometimes. Check with your store when you're in there purchasing your tank and your fish, because every store's policy is different, but some of them do test your water free for you, okay? And get some aquarium salt. Aquarium salt is excellent for even freshwater fish. It improves gill function, it adds essential electrolytes to the water, and it promotes disease recovery. There are different benefits to the aquarium salt. Some people use it, some people don't. Provides essential electrolyte freshwater fish need to reach peak coloration and vitality. Aquarium salt improves gill function, it reduces stress, it facilitates osmolar regulation, and promotes disease recovery. A lot of us in the fish room add a little salt to our tanks when we see our fish just not feeling too good, or if you begin to see any tail nipping, fin nipping going on. Also, you need some dechlorinator for your aquarium water if you use town water that adds chlorine and chloramines to your water. If you live where you have well water, or you run an RO water system, you won't hardly use any dechlorinator, but you will add minerals to your water after it goes through the filtration. I use API products, but there are several products on the market. This is Stress Coat by API, and follow the directions on the bottle per, I believe it's 5 milliliters per 10 gallons of water. So dose it every water change so that your fish will live, because if you don't take the chlorine and the chloramines and the heavy metals out of your water, they can damage your fish and cause death, okay? Other products is like Tetra AquaSafe Plus, that is a dechlorinator. Aquarium Beta Bold Plus, which is a dechlorinator and conditioner. Prime is a concentrated conditioner that removes chlorine and chloramine. And when you need a little sludge removed from your aquarium, you might want to add a little bit of stress zyme, and use this sparingly, and watch your water perimeters and watch your fish behavior, because this is live bacteria, but it's good bacteria. It adds beneficial bacteria for a healthy aquarium, and it does improve your biofilter. Okay, that's by API. Here is a product by Amquel that removes ammonia, chloramines, and chlorine. Okay, and I believe this is good for freshwater and saltwater. Also, there's a jungle start zyme that maintains the biological balance and reduces sludge. Okay, these are not dechlorinators, but these are live bacteria to help with the cycle of your aquarium, and it builds up beneficial bacteria quicker in your aquarium. Medicines that you might, or chemicals that you might want in your fish room in case your fish become ill and you don't know if it's a bacteria or a fungus or whatever infection. And the first thing you want to do is do a small water change, 10 to 25%. Fresh water is always good for your fish, and do your regular water changes. But I also like the natural process. I do not like to add a lot of chemicals unless it's absolutely necessary. So with going back to API, I also have Malefics in my fish room. Okay, and this is again another API product. This is a natural tea tree. It's extracted from tea trees, and it rapidly repairs damaged fins, ulcers, and open wounds. And then you might want to follow through with some Pimafix, and it treats fungal infections, and it rapidly treats fungal infections on the body and fins. And it is also all natural, extracted from the West Indian bay leaves. And this is an API product as well, called Pimafix or Pimafix. And those are medicated chemicals that you would want in your fish room, along with the aquarium salt. We all believe in Corey's formula at Aquarium Co-op, and when you get new fish in and you need to learn the importance of quarantine. If you don't quarantine your new fish and watch them for 2 and 3 weeks, you can introduce disease into your otherwise healthy aquarium, and the fish that you already have that are healthy and you're enjoying them, they may come down with something from the new fish. But if you put your new fish in a quarantine tank first with these 3 meds, you can go ahead and combat a lot of bacterial and a lot of fungus, a lot of parasite issues that may come in with new fish. So these products are also by API, and that is your general cure, okay, that treats parasites and fish disease such as swollen abdomen, wasting disease, hole in the head, and also your EM erythromycin, which is an antibiotic that treats bacterial fish diseases, and also open red sores, mouth funguses, hemorrhagic septicemia, and bacterial gill disease. And the third ingredient to Corey's formula is none other than ICX. And you dose all three of these meds in your quarantine tank at the same time. Do a one-time dose according to the gallons of water that you're using in your quarantine tank. And the dosage for each one of these is one package per 5 gallons. So if you have a 5-gallon quarantine tank, one package of erythromycin, one package of General Cure, okay? And for 5 gallons, it says to use 1 teaspoon to 10 gallons. So I use a half a teaspoon of the ICX along with the General Cure and the erythromycin. This stuff here, though, is blue, and it dyes everything it touches. So use an old spoon that you don't care if it gets stained, and it may discolor the seal in your aquarium and other aquarium decorations. So know that before you use it. But also, fish are prone to white spots on their body. That is usually a illness called ick. This will go ahead and take care of that illness before it gets started. Then you wait 7 days and then do a 50% water change in your quarantine tank, and then you can add them to your regular aquarium if there's no illness or signs of sickness. But that is basic information of dechlorinator, aquarium salt, water testing, and all other on-hand chemicals that you may need in your fish room when you get started. Susan for SLC Aquatics. Thanks, Chris, for allowing me to do this.